Hello there, YouTubers. So I've gotten a lot of questions about how to exactly make a mold. So let me start off with what you need. First off, you're going to need a hot glue gun, single-ply non-corrugated cardboard. That works well. This is off a soda box. The piece you're molding, which you can see I've already started to work on here. I'll get to that in a second. Your RTV silicone and your side bead, the catalyst, a jar, a mixer, and I got one last thing over here, which is a syringe with fluid ounces on it. So that'll be later. So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to create a base to which to pour the rubber over the top of, and then walls to kind of catch it so it doesn't drip off. As you can see, obviously from the bottom it's completely just glued into there, as you can see there. One of the things I got to do is clean up all the excess glue, or else that molds in there like that and it's extra trimming. It's kind of a pain. So I have to do it on that side too. But basically what I did was I took just a regular piece of cardboard, glued it to the bottom, and then figured out about a ½ an inch away from the edge of the molded item, and then you simply cut lines along the inside. So these will be folded up, so it creates a barrier, and then I glue another piece on the inside right there to kind of create a barrier, and then you just kind of run a bead of glue on the inside there to make sure, in this edge here, to make sure that there's no leakage from the silicone, because it will go everywhere. So that's the first part of the tutorial on how to make molds. And my camera's going funky for some strange reason, getting really blurry. Anyways, so that's the first part. I'll be back in a second to show you the rest. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the outer shell built for the silicone to sit in. So the next item would be the silicone. Now, I go to Tap Plastics, which is a local place here, and let me see here. If you can see right there, it says 1 part catalyst, side B, which is the blue stuff right there, to 10 parts by weight, or 1 part to 9 for volume. Now, what I do is I actually go by volume. It's just easier. It doesn't require a scale. Don't have a scale, don't need a scale. So what I do is I usually go, okay, so I'm going to use 9 fluid ounces, let's say. That means that I would put 1 more fluid ounce in to make it 10 total inside the cylinder there. Or you can do it that way as well. So, which is actually the easier way to do it, I think, because then you don't have to try and measure. Just pretty much, suck the fluid out from the container and then put it inside there. So now another trick to do is, when you have this, what you can do is you say, I'm not sure how much rubber I need to pour. You can take rice, put it inside one of these, pour it inside there, kind of level it off. It's kind of a weird shape, so it's a little bit hard to exactly figure out, but you can get a general relative idea of how much to use. That method would actually be more used for a box mold, where all the edges are the same. Since this is kind of curved, it's going to be a little bit tricky. There is some material. I was at the Tap Plastic stores today, and they said they have a thickener you can add to the rubber to make it so it'll form, so it doesn't drip as much. So anyways, let me go ahead and mix some of this stuff up here, and then I'll be back when this is completely covered. Alright, so here we have the setup for the rubber. What I'm going to do is, I've already measured out, as you can see here, 9 fluid ounces of rubber, and I'm about to pull 1 fluid ounce out of this container here. So shake this up real quick. So what I do is I kind of angle it. Alright, let's take a look here. it's at 1. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this in here. Oops. And start mixing. It's kind of hard to mix two fluids that are different viscosities, but basically what you want to do is mix it all the way down to the edge here. You don't want any white in there at all. Take all the blue, mix it in. So So after you get this thoroughly mixed, you want to make sure the bottom's mixed as well. So it takes a while to mix. I don't have a vacuum chamber, so there's another method that we can use here. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so that's mixed well enough, I figure. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take and put it into a cup. As you can see here, I've marked at the bottom where the bottom of the cup is. What I do is I usually pour it back into another cup. Oopsies. And what I normally do is I take and I'll poke a hole in the bottom of the cup. Just poke a hole in it. And about there. And then let it drip out. What that does is it allows the air to, because of the long drip, I'm kind of waiting for it to start here. Poke a little bit bigger hole here. Alright, so you can see it's getting a good drip now. So when it starts dripping really good, I'll go ahead and pull this up here. Now what this does is it allows it to de-air the string. I don't know if you can see the string of silicone, but what it does is it takes the air out of it because it pulls the silicone up and away from, pulls the air out of the silicone just because of the stretchiness. So it doesn't have any chance to get air back into it. So this would be the bombs away method. Takes a little bit longer to do than a standard vacuum chamber, but I can't afford a vacuum chamber at this point. It's going to be an investment that I eventually make. Now another thing I want to mention here is you can obviously spread this around. I like to try and push the rubber into the corners just kind of beforehand, and so you're getting air bubbles. Because the silicone will trap air in there, and you'll end up with bunch of air bubbles in your mold. There's a little bit of the extra silicone that dripped off. Now, what I'm trying to do here, I don't know if you can see, I'll move this over. As I'm dripping it in, I'm trying to push it into the corners. The weight of the silicone by itself will actually push, but as I said, if there's any air bubbles in there, it ends up causing more trouble than good, because you can get air pockets in your mold. And every single cast you pull from your mold will have that same exact air bubble in it that you got to go back and touch up and fix. So it's a long process doing it this way, but you end up with a better product. In most cases, molding takes some time to do. It's not just something you can usually bust out and have good looking. You have to spend some time on it usually.